What's going on, guys? My name is Matt Omega, and welcome back to Let's Play Jak 2. In the last episode, metalheads broke through the city wall and started invading the city. We lost Sig on one last mission from crew down in the underport, and as well as Vin somewhere in the chaos. And not only that, but Core turns out not only betrayed us and allowed the metalheads to invade, but also turned out to be the metalhead leader himself. What remains here is the last of the Baron's last plan, to send this bomb with the Precursor Stone with the last shipment of Eco to destroy the metalheads once and for all. Couldn't quite come to fruition, as what remains here is also the Baron himself. So we have the Precursor Stone back, and our friends are already taking the newly built Rift Rider over to the Metalhead Nest, where the Rift Gate is supposed to be. Guess that leaves only one thing left for us to do, huh? In this episode, we head to the Metalhead Nest. We're not really sticking with the Renegade thing for much longer. Now we gotta be a hero.
I think now's the time to act. The metalheads are so focused on attacking the city, they may have left their nest vulnerable. Jak, you've got to get out to the wasteland and breach the nest barrier any way you can. Maybe if you get inside and take out the metalhead leader, the army will collapse. It's a long shot, but it might be our only chance.
I'm just glad I managed to find one more of these just lying around before the end. But yes, this is going to be our final mission. Head out to the Metalhead Nest, take out Core, and hopefully the rest of the Metalheads with him. It's going to be tough, because we are going right to their home. They're going to be everywhere. So, before we hop on the air train to take us out there, once again, I do recommend head on back to, as soon as we cut through the fog here. I've gone too far. To the gun range to restock on ammo. I'm going to do that real quick, and I'll see you guys over by the air train. Alright, everything's looking pretty good except for the scattergun, but no worries, we'll get some more ammo while we're out there. But now, the air train that always took us out to the dig will now take us out to the wasteland right next to the Metalhead Nest. So when you're ready, let's head out. Welcome to the deepest part of the wasteland that we have explored yet. Right next to the Metalhead Nest. A place where the Metalheads call their home, where they're spawning from, and where they're attacking from. And we're already seeing a new kind of Metalhead. Expect to see a few of these. We are right next to their nest after all. These hopping Metalheads are best taken out with the scattergun. They only take one hit. And given how much they hop around, the wide spread of the scattergun shots is definitely going to be of some help. Then there's these things. Because of course, there had to be more spiders before I finish this game. Is it so hard to give me a break, game? I mean, come on. Look at that. Already filling up on scattergun ammo already. Now, this is of the utmost importance. There are 7 precursor orbs out here. If you've been following everything I've done to this point, we have 243. These 7 can only be gotten now. Once we're finished out here, the air train will only take us to the dig. So this place is one and done. You have one opportunity to get these 7 precursor orbs, and that's it. You miss them, then, well, it's not too hard to get the 200 required to unlock the final reward from the secrets menu, but still, if you want all of them, get them now. Anyway, first one is up here on top of this hill. And got a valve over this way that we want to spin, which will push up that pipe for us and allow us to progress. Now, do expect to have a lot of metalhead encounters out here, which, is pretty self-explanatory given where exactly we are. And expect to get swarmed a bit. This place is going to test how well you can deal with a lot of enemies all at once. And as I said, for the hoppers, scattergun is best. It's a good thing I've got Darkjack on standby as well. It's definitely going to be of some help. There's going to be ammo laying around all over the place for you, so don't feel too bad about using a lot of it. Unless you're using the Peacemaker, in which, you know... Oh, fuck, really? Alright. I guess it's really good that we got that final weapons upgrade from Crew when we did. I mean, who knows how many more shots these things would be taking if we didn't. What a time to get increased weapon damage, huh? It's a very, very dilapidated place. I mean, they don't call it the Wasteland for nothing. And, well, I guess they don't call the city Haven for nothing either, because, I mean, you wouldn't want to be out here, would you? But... check that bad boy out.
There isn't much hope now. With the shield wall destroyed, it's just a matter of time before the metalheads overwhelm us. You should just go through the rift back to your own time, Jack, and get away from this horrible place.
I see your point. Come on, Jack.
This place is worth fighting for.
We'll hold out as long as we can. Farewell.
Precursor stone, gun, nest.
Light her up, Padre!
Eat this.
That ought to wake him up.
Let's go take care of business.
What? You mean go in there? I'm right behind you.
Let's face it, Dax. It doesn't matter how scared you are. You're always going to be by Jack's side no matter what. Now, we'll find a little path back behind the gun here. Yep. 3 more orbs, right for the taking. So, we've just made our opening into the metalhead nest. All we need to do is get around to it, and we can invade from there. I do want to make sure that I am fully stocked up on scattergun ammo pretty much at all times, because that's probably the gun I'm going to be using the most on the way there. Case in point. Fuck this thing. Seriously, why did it have to be spiders? It had to be spiders, didn't it? I swear, everyone's got it out for me sometimes. I will use deadly force on all metalheads I see in the name of arachnophobes everywhere. I want to climb up this hill a bit, because... No, it's too far to the side. Because just up here, pretty much at the southernmost point of the map, is another orb for us. 2 more to go, and 1 is fairly nearby. After I deal with these things. Right on top of this little ruined tower-like structure here. Ah, that big bad boy right there. Of course, we get to see a lot of the bigger metalhead variations out here as well. These big guys are indestructible. Do not bother trying to fight them. You will make no headway whatsoever. So, best thing is to just do your best to stay the hell out of its way. Now, over this way, I think it is. Or maybe I missed it. A little further forward, a little further back. Or is it this one? In one of these old broken down turret looking things is another orb for us. Now I might have actually passed it. Back here. Didn't know you can grab onto that. Of course, more spiders walking down, but that's okay, because I don't need to go anywhere near them. Thank Christ. Well, I know being at the end of the game, I don't really need to worry about skull gems that much, but I'm a klepto, so yeah, it might have been back a little bit. In here, actually. Yeah, right here in this little pipe-looking thing. Alright, so we're at 250 orbs. That is all 7 orbs in this area. Again, this is your only opportunity to collect them. So if you haven't, and you're going for all of them, get them now, because you can never, ever come back to the Metalhead Nest. Down this little pathway over here. You don't need to worry about getting lost around here, because... shit! I forgot about that. And of course, we get kicked back all the way before that little, those little plains areas. So, yep, I'm cutting ahead. Alright, so then we're back here. Oh, there's a little pathway down here. Whoops. Alternatively, we have a jet board. I didn't even try to switch to the Peacemaker. I guess my D-pad's starting to die as well. It's a sad day. But anyway. One more stretch over here. And of course one of these guys going straight down the middle of it. Guess I'm playing the waiting game. As long as Metalhead's on the other side, I'm not quite game to try and surf over on the jet board. I can see the spiders. I can see them. Just like that. Not doing any damage to this guy whatsoever. Definitely be careful not to fall into the pools of dark eco around you. It's funny, we absorb the stuff like it's nobody's business, but when it comes to like these huge pools of them, take one dip in and same result as in the first game. Instant death. Try to get past this guy before he starts zapping again. Yeah, bugger off. Alright, we're starting to get close to the nest now. Not very far from that entrance we made. Sweet, full health, nice. Yep. That. Now, pretty much anywhere around this place would probably be a good time to unleash Dark Jack, especially if you're having a lot of trouble. Alternatively, you could just save it for the inevitable fight coming up. Nearly there. And here we are. There's the gun. And here's the hole we've busted. Final stretch, guys. Final stretch. One last round of swarming before we get to the big bad himself. Yeah. Get back here. There we go. Yeah, I can't help it. I just want to pick these up just because. It's the principle of the thing, damn it. And look, we're already at nearly 80 of the damn things. And I haven't been seriously collecting them in a while. That's just how many metalheads you can encounter out here. This looks like an arena. It's not, but it looks like it. Think of it as the grand hall before the throne room. So, this is your cutoff point. If you haven't gotten those precursor orbs, go back and get them now. But if you're all sweet, let's do this.
Finally, you've decided to join us, and you brought the precursor stone. Good. The boy will now play his final part.
Not this time.
Oh, but this child is such a part of this. Such a part of you. Don't you recognize him? The boy is you, Jack. And this place, this is where you began. In the future.
But how?
You were hidden in the past on the hope that you would gain the skills to face me today. But Onan was wrong. Now that you've been altered with Dark Eco, the stone will never open for you. Your younger self, however, still has the pure gift. He alone can awaken the stone and the precursor entity which sleeps inside.
This stone is a precursor?
The last precursor egg. Ma was clever. He covered his tracks well through time, hiding his last egg from me and building the shield and city to defend it. It has been a long siege, but today I will finally feed on the last precursor life force.
I think you're forgetting one little thing, Metalomaniac. We've got the precursor stone.
Not for long.
Final boss time! And it's occurring to me that I just completely neglected to mention the kid's absence. Now, Metal Core is going to continue being strung up by whatever the hell those are for a little bit. We need to deal with some of the scorpion metalheads that he keeps throwing at us, and dealing with his shots as well. They're not too bad to avoid. Normally a double jump or a long jump will get you out of the way pretty quickly. Just do be careful not to get swarmed and just keep laying into him. Alright, that's one phase down. He's going to keep being strung up like that. And from here on, he's going to start bringing in these assholes. Also in the second phase, he's going to start shooting twice in a row. Just continuing to lay eggs all the while. Don't worry too much about getting skull gems now, you got bigger things to deal with. Yep. Couple more shots. Come on. And now it's time to get down close and personal. 3 shots in this phase. I'm gonna lay a dark bomb into him. See how much damage that does? Oh yeah, he has shockwaves as well because he's a giant enemy, and of course he does. He's also going to continuously be chasing you around the arena. Just make sure you keep your distance from him. Find good spots to keep laying in shots. He's been very docile this time. So, as you can probably tell, not really a very hard battle. And just keep your distance, find your opportunity, and we're done.
Oh man, a precursor.
It is finished. Our ancient enemy is no more. Take hope, brave one. The terrible darkness inside you is now balanced by a glorious light. We will meet again.
We haven't much time. I've sent the coordinates back to our village. Let's go home, everyone.
But we are home.
Kira, I'm afraid your Rift Rider must be used to send young Jack here to a place where he will grow up, safe from harm. He must become old enough to complete the destiny he has fulfilled today. Wait a minute. It's you. I mean, it's me. I have to take him back and watch over him, don't I? Ah, grub roots. Talk about being in the wrong time at the right place.
Hey kid, you take care. Oh, and trust me on this. Stay away from any Wumpy nest on your 9th birthday, okay?
I sure hope I built this replica right. I don't know if it...
It's perfect, Kira. This is the very machine we found, or will find later.
What? I just built this. After seeing the first one, I mean. It's based on what I remember from before.
Honey, the more you think about it, the more it hurts the head.
I'll take good care of the child. And don't worry, I'll be back in time for the celebration. Farewell!
Thanks, Samos. Without you...
It's funny, the boy won't remember any of this.
No. I do remember the light.
Your transport is ready, milady.
Thank you, Captain Bruder. Come on. We'll be late for the party at Daxter's new place.
I've got so much work to do. Besides, it's not my thing.
Ten Hut! As the new governor of this city, I ordered the commander of the New Crimson Guard to escort me to an official function. Is that understood?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
You can start rebuilding the city tomorrow. Tonight, we get to celebrate with our new friends. Besides, tough guy, I'm dying to see you dance.
Not likely.
Welcome to the Naughty Otso, the hippest, happiest joint in town. Check out the new decor.
Ooh, what a big trophy.
As if size matters. I bagged that bad boy myself, baby.
Onan says she doesn't know who has a bigger head, him or you.
We must not forget Vin and all the others who sacrificed their lives to defeat this evil and protect the child.
I still can't believe that little boy was me. Better times, huh?
You miss him, huh? You know, the kid grows up to be a handsome hero.
Hey, that's enough for you, lady. I'm cutting you off.
Trust me, she gets real mean when she's like this.
What'd she say?
Something about rubber tubing and certain parts of your mother. You don't want to know.
Ah! A metalhead!
Sid!
Sid! I knew that.
You're okay.
You cherries didn't think some nasty-breathed, giant-sized lizard was gonna keep me from the biggest party in town, did you?
I knew you were too tough for him, big guy.
You saved the city and more, my boy. Metalcore and his menace are history, and somewhere out there, an ancient race has begun again.
I'm just glad to be back home.
Yeah, well, rest up. We've got a lot to do, and so much time to do it in.
Don't say time. The Rift Ring was destroyed, remember?
You know, my mama used to read bedtime stories about Ma when she tucked me in. Give me a nice glass of warm yak cow milk, a little poopsie bear.
Bedtime stories? Warm milk? Poopsie bear? Buddy, you just blew your image.
I've got a feeling we'll meet Mars someday. He may be closer than you think.
You're the designated driver.
Oh, no. I am done with adventures. Besides, you'll tell us before something happens next time, right, Samos? Right, Samos?
You never know what the future may hold.
Wait. You know something, don't you, Featherbreath?
Who, me? No, we're just guessing, right, Samos? Hey, tomorrow, only time will tell.
No, you're gonna tell right now.
Why, you little...
Why, you? Dirty fighting. Dirty
That's
fighting.
not my beak.
Oh,
That's not my beak.
Watch your
Don't
back.
touch it.
Jack, my boy, a future awaits.
Not exactly given a whole lot of time to kind of absorb everything that we've just learned, have we? Well, in summary, what we've learnt is that Jack and Samos are originally from this time in the future, hence why the young Samos was here while the old Samos came to the future with us, and the little boy was young Jack, and they both used the Rift Ring to go back to the past so Samos could raise Jack into the man he is today. So, that kind of explains a lot. It explains how future Samos is younger. It explains how Samos also knew that the Rift Ring was in the Metalhead Nest because he's been there before. And kind of just ties up all the time travel shenanigans stuff that might have been bugging you for a while. It ultimately came to a good end, I think. I mean, we've spent so much time just, doing our own thing and just trying to get our revenge on all the torture, but in the end, we ended up becoming a hero anyway. So, not too far removed from our origins, really. And again, I really do think that about this game. I mean, as much as the tone and setting are different, everything, a lot of what made the first game, really fun, what gave it its identity is still here, just given a lot of new coats of paint. I mean, like I said, a lot of the eco mechanics are still here, but eco itself has been removed as a medium. And yeah, we still have, as dark as the story gets, we still have plenty of lighthearted moments, and hell, those moments are probably even better with the fact that Jack can now talk, because him and Dax can just kind of, you know, do their thing and go at it. And story-wise, this is as polarizing as this was, story-wise, this is the peak of the series, I think. This is the best story in the series. While I love Jack 3's story as well, there's, you know, holes and stuff that's kind of keep it from being, you know, feeling as complete as this one. As much as it kind of bothers me at times that some things seem to have been told a little bit out of order in some cases, but, you know, what can you do? I mean, a lot of the stuff I'm only realizing now, even though I've played this game for so many years, and ultimately, this game is really fun. And for anyone worried that it might be, you know, too dark of a departure from the original game, do give it a shot. I mean, again, it's not for everyone. We're going from an open world collectathon to a linear story-driven, you know, platforming action game with, you know, pretty dark tones. Well, not pretty dark, somewhat dark. You just bring in the concept of the edge, you know? And, you know, I definitely get what people's complaints about this game are. I mean, you know, although I will defend that this is the direction Naughty Dog initially wanted to go in, and, you know, Jak 1 needed to exist as a testing ground to see what they could do, and then moving in this direction, I can see the darker tone being a turn off. I can see, you know, some of the mechanics, like, especially the escort missions are always a big one that people bring up. I mean, escort missions are kind of a widely hated thing, I find, and this game has them in spades, and some of them can be pretty annoying. You know, some things could have been done better. There are just really weird difficulty spikes in really odd and unwarranted places. And of course, there is a ton of backtracking through the city. I mean, I've cut away that many times where I've gone from one side of the city to another because I'm going through the same shit over and over. It's not too much of a bigger deal for someone like me who finds Haven City interesting, but if you can't get into that mindset, then it's going to be boring for you, and I definitely understand that. This game is definitely not for everyone, but I still recommend, if you haven't already, do give it a shot, because if not just because I think it's a really fun game and you owe it to yourself to try it out, it is a big part of PlayStation history at this point. I mean, for one, it's the second really big series that Naughty Dog made after Crash Bandicoot, and after this they'd gone to Uncharted, and now they're still working on The Last of Us. And Jak and Daxter quickly became one of the new flagship mascots for Sony, along with Ratchet & Clank and Sly Cooper. It's a really fun time, and, you know, if you don't appreciate it for what it is, I hope you at least appreciate its place in the gaming history, much like a lot of others. And I did mention at one point, even people who don't like this game actually do really enjoy Jak 3, so if this wasn't your kind of thing, I do recommend staying around till when I eventually do that game as well. Ultimately, for me, I love this game. It's the first game I ever owned, and, you know, I had my issues with it when I was young, but my viewpoints have definitely changed on it, because I think when I was young, my thoughts were, hey, like, it's the games are always fun. Hey, guns are cool, jetboard's awesome, this stuff's cool, I like this game. But now it's more of a case of, I recognize more of what this game wanted to do and did well, and with that, it's not something that soured my experience over the years at all, because I like this game actually a lot more than I did when I was a kid. Even with the issues I have, which I think the only issues I had when I was a kid were just those sudden moments where things got too difficult to me. I mean, I was a kid. I don't like dying all the time. But now, you know, I see more of what this game, you know, doesn't do quite as well. But even then, when it does do well, I appreciate more now, and I love it just as much. It's for very different reasons that I like this game over Jak 1, which is a pretty odd thing to say, because most people have the complete opposite. Most people think that this is the weakest of the original trilogy, and again, I see why, but I don't think that's the case. For me, this just comes up slightly above Jak 1 for me because, yes, it loses a couple things, but it gains a lot more things as well, and there is a lot more here that I, with my personal preference, appreciate more than the original game did, which is why I love it so much. Jak 3 to me is just a near perfect combination of the two, so I'm very much looking forward to that, and I hope you guys are looking forward to that as well. But with all that being said, I actually managed to talk all the way through the credits for once. All that being said, that is the end of the main campaign of Jak 2, because much like Jak 1, we're able to dive right back into the world and, you know, keep going with whatever it is we haven't done yet. There's still extra stuff for us to do. There's still precursor orbs for us to get, and, you know, the city's not under siege anymore, so that's good, I guess. There's still stuff we potentially miss and opportunities to go back to it unless it was in the Metalhead Nest. So, this is not quite where the series ends. For next time on Let's Play Jak 2, I am going to be, well, knocking out the rest of the precursor orbs I need to get. Finishing the game has opened up a few more side missions for us, and as we saw in the secrets menu earlier, there are reverse races as well, so there's more orbs to get from that. There are 36 more orbs for us to get, and I need to do that. But in any case, again, I hope you guys give this game a shot, because it really is a fun time, no matter how polarizing it is compared to the first. And what can I say? I love this game. But all my babbling out of the way, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you guys have appreciated the new layout of the weekday LP, weekend LP. Because I think I might keep it around for quite a while. Because this has allowed me to actually, you know, go about all this in, well, in a much better way than before. I mean, at this point, I haven't missed a day with uploading this, and this is over 20 episodes now, so that's a good new thing for me. But I can talk more about that later on. Again, thank you all so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the ride as much as I did. And as always, I always said the thank you for watching thing. It's so bad. You know it's getting bad when I'm messing up my own outros. My name is Matt Omega, and I'll see you guys later.